I ran out of lath boards before I was able to complete this last section of fence. The gaps are pretty wide here, and so I'm going to add laths here, requiring me to buy yet another bundle of laths. Yesterday, I bought and sealed a fourth bundle of 50 lath strips. 200 total. I'll be cutting these about in half to finish up the job. The length of the next lath is about the same size as the previous one, which is 24.5 inches minus a 16th. Mind if I lay the saw down almost flat? It doesn't hang up and it makes a nice cut on the end. Perfect. This is the keeper. This is the short one. Let me go check it out. Perfect. How about for the next one? Yeah, it could be a little bit longer. Just about right on here. So I'll cut one more that's just slightly longer. Instead of using the tape measure, I'm going to use the cut board as reference to draw my line. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then I'll cut on the outside of that line. As a sanity check, let me do a quick measurement. 24.5 minus a 16th, but a little bit bigger. Yeah, I'm gonna cut on the outside to make that just slightly longer. Perfect. Let's go check them out. I'll mark this 2. Try my board, I just marked 2 after cutting. Oh yeah, nice and snug. Number 1 fits with a little bit of space. Both will work fine. I already installed this end board here because it was the perfect fit and it didn't quite work further down the line. So that's how I'm doing it as I go. Use what I can, make adjustments when needed. All right, let's mark, drill, and screw in. For this gap, this is the best slat. Flat pretty much on both sides, no knots. I don't really concern myself as much about positioning between the gaps. I just want to cover them up and secure it. So I need more meat on this side for the screw. And I can see light here and a little bit of light there. I don't really need that critical positioning now. For convenience, I'm using my screwdriver, and when I hit the blue part of the tip, that's where I put the screw. Mark it for drilling. If I don't drill it, it's apt to crack. All right, get my drill. So I have my drill set at the very lowest torque, 1. If I make it any higher, it could potentially strip the wood and the screw would not hold. If it doesn't make it through, I just tighten up the torque. Now the fun part, making sure I get the meat. Getting it perfectly straight isn't as important to me. there you have it, number 2. Going on the same side of the slat here as I did over here, because it's good and flat there. And that's when a little bit more torque's required. Okay. There we got it. This section's done. Let's see what it looks like from the other side. I bet there's some penetration of those screws. So I finished covering up the top 2-foot long gaps in the slats of this fence, the most annoying eye level gaps. And I finished covering up the 4-foot length gaps in the finished side of the fence. I have some remaining lath, both full length and half length, so I could in fact cover up more of these gaps, or just let it go the way it is and keep it kind of a design motif. I'm happy the way it turned out. I realize there are some screws penetrating a little bit on the other side, but it's in an area that I don't think the other side of the fence owner will have a problem with. They store stuff along this fence anyway. That's what I'm thinking. I finished installing the bottom section lath boards, covering the full length of the gaps. This is a 6-foot fence. The lath boards were 4 feet. There are some wide gaps in the cedar pickets or slats of our backyard fence. And the problem is that it kind of distracts our dog and us when we see activity on the other side. So I'm going to do what the previous owner did in a majority of the fence in our backyard, and that is to cover up the gaps with some strips of wood. It's very expensive to buy cedar strips, so I decided to get these laths that come in a bundle of 50, and it's not so expensive.